So yeah, hi. Also, let me actually turn this off before I get started, because I just need a lighting for the other stream, for the other scene, because it's a little bit dark over here. But hello, hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. Before we get started with anything, just a little heads up, the stream schedule for this week is going to be a little bit abbreviated. I already put it in the Discord, I should probably tweet about it, but the gist of it is the latter half of the week I'm not going to do, so no Friday or Saturday streams, but today and tomorrow I will do, which kind of, yes, it's for Turkey Day, but at the same time it's mainly so I could take a wee bit of a break, so I figured the holiday time for this week would be an appropriate time to do so. Also, let me empty this cup here while I'm talking. There we go. Cup is empty. But yeah, so a bit more of an abbreviated week for me than usual. Might end up staying longer than my usual 3 hours in these two streams, which also, that'll mean more than likely I probably won't do art tomorrow. I know that's normal for me at this point, but I figure, given it's going to be a shorter week, I could probably just do crafty stuff for both days, and you guys would probably be alright with it, essentially. So that's the main thing. I honestly came to this conclusion, like last night. I pondered the idea for like a day or two, and then I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I can take a day off. Taking a day off's not bad. So basically, it'll be today, tomorrow, and then you probably won't see me on until next week. I mean, the possibility is there I could change my mind and stream Saturday, but I kind of do want to, fiddle around with some things in the background and fix some things, so yeah. So technically kind of not really a break, but kind of is. But yeah, so half the week, essentially. But I hope you guys are doing well, and anybody, specifically US friends, you have any Thanksgiving plans? I really do not. Yesterday, I honestly forgot it was gonna be Thanksgiving this week. I was just like, oh wait, it's that day. Well then, which, to note, I have a calendar that I pass in my door, right near the door of my room. I pass every single day, and it says it right there, but it's like, don't really have plans, so it's just like, yeah. But, yeah. You would think I'd remember, but I didn't. So that's a thing. But yes, other than that, really development-wise, there's an emote which I'm playing around with. It's currently in the tier 1 slot, because I was messing around with the header yesterday, which you'll probably notice some slight difference in color between the previous iteration and this one. Mainly did a bit of cleanup and then, did the colors, which the colors are pretty much the same as the sheep, so to make everything tie in a little bit better. So, yeah, that was that. But I might, change it again, because, I'm not sure if it's, really that pronounced. You can kind of see it if you put your mouse over it. But, happy Tuesday! I was doing the rundown of things this week, and thank you for that host, as usual. I very much appreciate it. Hope your Tuesday is going well, and I just want to reiterate, I'm not going to be streaming for the latter half of this week's schedule, so Tuesday, Wednesday, that's it for this week. That is the plan. So I decided break sounds good. So, using this week, even though I don't really have many Thanksgiving plans, but the general gist is to, take some time and not stream for, 2 days. So, yeah, that is my general plan. And hope you are doing well. So, I'm gonna do the thing. How about I get this? Not. Oh, oops. I did not want to open Frankerface, see? There we go. Alright, let's go to the spins. Paint spanner. Yeah, that might do it. Let's see. That's what I thought. Why? Although, if I position this way, that would actually be better. Because that's kind of putting shadow on that. But yeah, this is the nano that I have. I keep wanting to put my foot for a pedal, but since it's a nano, this doesn't have a pedal. But yeah, this is a wee bit of sample fiber that I've had sitting around from when I got the comb, not the comb, the tool from String Hip, which, where is that thing? I saw it before. But yeah, a wraps per inch tool that I have, that it's purple. I know, surprising, I know. So, this is like 15% pearl essence, the little white stuff, and then the rest of it I believe is merino. Which, it had it like on the outside of the thing it was in, but that has been slightly misplaced, so I'm not sure where the heck it is. I've been holding on to it for a while. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just spin it and see what's what. Thank you.
I have to go on the street there now.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Let me go grab a thing. Be with you guys in a second. I'm back. Sorry, had to do a quick thing. And sorry, today is not any improved compared to Monday. But yay on your 9-inch. The 9-inch circulars look nice, but the thing is, yeah, they do not have as much surface area to grab onto the needles, and if you're, depending on how you hold the needles, things like that can definitely cause issues in, like, you know, your arms and however you hold the needles, which is why I haven't gravitated towards. It would be, yeah, but the thing is, given their size, they can't be longer, which is the problem. Like Flexi. Oh, yeah, those are true. But other than those, you would need less cable in order to get more needle tip. Which, this is why I like the longer circulars, so you get the full 5-inch of needle. So our hand's able to grasp along the entire thing. Rather than like nearly half that, because I believe those are like 2.5 inches long or so, give or take, for the 9-inch needles. 9-inch circulars, rather. And the look goes, ah, that's no fun. Sorry they didn't have the size you needed. But at least you have an option, although it sounds like you're gonna probably need to take quite a few breaks. I have a set of, okay. Is it the Zing ones you said you were trying to get your hands on? Because remember you said you needed to go order those, if memory serves correct. Magic loop already. Too hard to work with more than... Yeah. I'm sorry, I know there's like at least a couple of people who really, really enjoy the 9-inch ones. But I knew, like, I haven't tried them personally, but I knew based on, you know, the size of them, my hands would very much complain if I even thought about doing that. Like, it would be a bad time, period. Oh, look. Yay! Hopefully those will do you one better. Is it 6? The product picture was... yeah. That happens. If I ever want to... excuse me. Excuse me. Been a bit sniffly today, thank you. Not sure what the deal is. Probably just allergies. Plus, it doesn't help in here is a bit warm. My room is like the warmest place in the house when it gets cold. So, that's a thing. Also, this part in my hands being weird again. I was complaining about, like, right in here. Not bad, but... harvesting. Oh no! Microwave. Harvesting is not a thing, but yeah. High winds mean pollen will get everywhere. And whatever allergens. Thus making it a very not fun time. So that is annoying. Annoying. I can do words. Also, where is that reps per inch tool? I need to check. I'm pretty sure I'm spinning thinner than I normally would once again. And I'm not sure why that is. Because, yeah, this definitely feels thinner than 40 reps per inch, so... let's see. Kind of just been letting my hands do whatever. I have no real plans with this. Probably, at least, whatever's left of this will probably end up being a Hexie Puff to go into the collection of Hexie Puffs. Although it was a shame I did not get to the... what is it? The Swift and Ballwinder sale that was happening yesterday. Because Knitpick / We Crochet was having their 40% off. Which, you know, for a Ballwinder, that means it's like 12 bucks, which... it's fine. There's like one for like $20 on Amazon I have on my wish list. I'm just in need of one. Because, you know, having to return back to winding hanks by hand, I forgot how much I hate it. It is very much a pain. My Amish Swift. Oh no! Yeah, I know. Freckle Fiberworks has an Amish Swift. Although I think she, like, managed to organize a way to, like, get it to be like a hand crank sort of thing. I think. If memory serves. It's been a while. I would have to ask her. But yeah, an umbrella Swift would be very handy. If you want me to link you to the one that I have, on Amazon that I currently have my eye on, I'd be happy to. Not for like a right now purchase, but just in case. Just using, yeah. Mine is like around my TV right there, and I just take it off there. Although tears are also an option. All I know is I hate it. I have my eyes on which one? Also, that is a blurb about my schedule the bot is throwing out, which it says my usual schedule, which I am not going to be following this week. Today and tomorrow I'll keep to around my regular times, might hang out a little bit later, but Friday and Saturday, which I know I said it says sometimes Saturdays, but pretty much Saturdays are typically a guarantee for the most part. But yeah, so this week It's just gonna be Tuesday and Wednesday. Which, I can't believe we're getting that close to the end of the month already. It's kind of insane. We're gonna be at almost December. The Stanwood. Not familiar off the top of my head. I remember you were showing me some ball winders, but I don't think you'd shown me any Swifts, if memory serves. Oh no. Come on. There it is. Oh, this is gonna go a lot faster than I thought it was. Because I'd already started spinning this before I got started. Because I wanted to make sure I at least had it set up and I could get a feel for how it spun. Alright, so let's see. Stanwood. Oops. From them later, I have other things to do first. I keep myself that because I have and not enough time. Yep. Isn't that always the way? Stanwood. Not Tanwood. I'd like to put the S in front of there. Let's see. Yarn. Swift. Let's see. How much is that? Okay, okay, it's on Amazon too. Okay. Because yeah, getting something that's wood is probably... Oh, it's $50 on Amazon because of course it is. My insides. Oh god. No. On their website, it's $10 less. Amazon with your fucking price gouging. Oh, never mind. It's on sale. Wooden umbrella Swift yarn wire, medium 6 feet. Normal price $70. Right now, $40.95. Which, let me see, is this the same one? It looks like the same one, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wow. They have it engraved on there, their name and whatnot. But yeah, if something happens, at least be more inclined to put it together. Also, oh yeah, I forgot they sell Knit Picks ball winders on here. But I'd rather not buy one on there. Too expensive. And wrong screen. Jen! Hello. Large ball on shift is $100. Ah! Yeah, I saw you said that in Girl November's chat. When she mentioned the thing, because I'd mentioned it in my Discord too. I want a 10 ounce, which that is completely fair. Especially if you use like worsted weight yarn. It's better to have, you know, a 10 ounce one. Which, yeah, the next time I need to like buy a ball winder. I've had this Knit Picks one for like a couple of years now. Thought I almost killed it when some yarn got caught in there. But it managed to survive. Don't know how. So, since this is more than likely not going to make it through the full 3 hours, I'm probably, once I get done with this, probably just going to work on the shawl, the crochet shawl. Need to fill with the fiber artist one I have already. Probably a good idea. I didn't realize mine was bent until I was messing with the other day. It's like I bent it back a little bit. Inky Minds! Thank you for that follow. What's up? How are you doing? Yeah, it wasn't terribly bent, but it's like, I was wondering why it wasn't fitting the yarn it was supposed to, and it was just like, oh. Holding strong nav too, because I finally found one. I just... No worries, it happens. How are you? Also, please refresh my memory where I know you from, because I've been to too many places in the vast world of Twitch, so I want to make sure I do not mistake you from one place or another, because it happens. I was like, aw, thank you. I appreciate you. Which also, that reminds me, we are slowly getting to 1K in follows. I think that puts us at like 987. Yeah, that should put us in... Wait, okay. There we are. Thank you for the points contribution for the challenge. Community challenge. There we go. Words are great. Like, I put my link in so many places, it's just like, where is this person coming from? I don't know. And I think you're the second person who I know via Nolan who has popped in here. Also, community challenge blab. So general plan is like the middle of next month to do charity streams, play some games. Yeah, there. Iridescent, thank you. I very much appreciate you giving the points. Which that puts us, which if that's to believe, it says 21K, but I'm not sure if that's correct because it likes to round up because it's stupid. Yeah, it's just below 21K. This is why I check things. But yeah, so about 6 days left. Might get to 5 because I made it like in the middle of stream, I think, when I first put it on there. So yeah, it says 6 days, but it's probably going to be close to 5 once this stream ends. So also that means probably I'm going to need to... Yeah. This will probably be... Tomorrow's going to be the last time that this is going to be viable. Crap, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, so community challenge, me playing games, which I already did one for GeoGuessr, which you guys smashed in about a week's time, which still insane. This one is for Hades. I have it on Steam, so I could play that too. There's gonna be Ori and the Blind Forest, because I have that. Gasu, I appreciate you. Oh, wow, you're getting really close. Also, hi Gasu, I hope you're well. Also, you too, Iridescent Order. Which the charity be playing for is gonna be Project Linus, which basically, thank you for the blah words. Donuts. Oh wow, how close are we now? It says 24K, almost at 24K. You guys are just like breaking at this. I very much appreciate you guys. But yeah, Project Linus, which yes, the that Project Linus. Basically help keep the small humans warm, which given, you know, I imagine enough people have gotten kicked out of their apartments at this point. Yeah, no, you're fine. I figured, given the time of day, that you would likely be working on stuff and things, so don't worry about it. I appreciate you hanging out here, as always. Plus, I'm like the least likely person to mind the, hey, let's lurk. Because that would be hypocritical, given how many people's streams I lurk on. Man, Inky, what are you up to? Also, I tend to not talk about that Discord stuff in here, so that's a thing. My youngest 6, so I'll be hit or miss. No worries! Giant Discord. Hey, drawing. I haven't drawn in my sketchbook. Because I want to make sure I get my hands on a new one. Okay. I just want to make sure. I'm like, let me make sure I say that. When you go back into the office, I'm gonna be, aw, yeah. Do you have an idea when that's gonna be? I think you had set a date, but I am not sure. But yeah, it's hilarious you show up on the week that I'm like, I'm not gonna be here as much as I normally would be. Because normally on 4 days a week, but it's like, I'm like, you know what? I can cut my schedule in half this week. I'm aware. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very bad at taking them myself. Like, more than likely, I will end up fiddling around with things offline regardless. Because I do have some stuff I want to finish. But it's like, I won't have to, you know, do the stream things at the same time, which allow me a bit more opportunity to do everything else, which very much is helpful. We have been going back in once a week a month. Sometimes it's supposed to be 2 weeks a month, but my office has been following that one very well. Is that like a mandatory thing, or is that at your leisure sort of thing? But yeah, at this point, I'm kind of glad I do not, at the moment, work an office job. This is arguably pretty much my job at the moment. Although, you know, fortunately this does not pay the bills. And given I'm probably going to need a new phone, because my phone has been doing the being weirdly slow thing, it's kind of driving me nuts. My soul kind of is like, I'll have to go buy a damn phone again, and then have to go do all the stuff and things. So I might wait till next month, but at the same time, it's like, given USPS has been having hijinks happen, like, I literally had a package disappear. I had ordered something from Amazon, and it disappeared off the face of the earth. Like, when it was transitioning from Amazon to the USPS part, that part, it was just like, it was gone. And I was just like, really? I got my money refunded. Because Amazon. Although it'll be hilarious if the package actually shows up afterwards. I highly doubt it. But it'll probably be like 5 months later. If that somehow does happen. So I reordered the thing. And then got some packaging stuff. Plus needles, because I'm a dumbass and accidentally broke my size 7 needle tips for my interchangeables the other day. So I was just like, you know what? Let me get the metal ones. Uh-oh. Yeah, too much twist. Fuck. I was like, why is this not drafting? I don't know. Too much twist, maybe? Possibly. Who would have ever goddamn guessed? Whee! There we go. Much better. That's better. I really did not think I would finish this quickly. But I think this is like maybe half an ounce. I have no idea. More than likely half an ounce of floof here. I thought it was more. Not sure why. But I really did think it was more. But I didn't want to have to get the 6, the larger wheel, up here. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's just go with the small wheel. Alright. And let's draft on a little bit so it doesn't look like garbage. Which, arguably, I could just start plying this. Like, wind it off here, and then just start plying if I really wanted to. But I prefer letting my yarn chill out a little bit and then do the thing. Technically corporate. Multiple states away from corporate. They wouldn't fly at the Also, I feel like sneezing again. Ew. Excuse me. But that does help, not being in the same vicinity as the larger office, so you can just be like, I don't feel like doing that thing. Bee! Hello, how you doing? How are you? Hope all is good. I'm here spinning some floof on the small wheel. It's not a lot of floof, so I might end up finishing this before I even go to break in like 20 some odd minutes. Although if I do stay longer, I might wait a little bit longer before I take my break. Good thing. Not bad. Finished all day. Managed to do laundry before we got on today. Because half the time I end up doing my laundry, it usually ends up being around my start time, which I don't appreciate. And it very much irritates me. So yeah, laundry, commission sock work a little bit, not terribly much. But other than that, not much on today's schedule so far. Also, just a heads up, my schedule for this week is slightly different. Only streaming today and tomorrow. I decided to be like, I'll just take a break, so yeah, just not gonna stream on Friday and Saturday. And then come back on as usual next week. But I just wanted to, give myself a day or two off, which I know I don't have like the longest stream times or anything, but despite that, I figured I'd at least take some time to myself and do some things and such. And yeah, as you can see, we're definitely gonna be finishing this really soon. Wow. I really should have saved this thing. Yeah, I say rest, but at the same time I'll end up be working on stuff off stream. Like, that is a guarantee. Take time for... Yeah! I'm trying to be better at that. I know people like the whole consistent schedule thing, but it's like... breaks are also required. So I don't go absolutely flippin' mad. Oh no! The heck did that happen? But yeah, that sucks. I have personally not screwed up my shoulder specifically, but... Thank you! Alright, we are almost done. I have no... Oh no. That's even worse! When you don't know why the thing is not working properly, it's like... Really? You had one job, and you're deciding not to do said job. Great. Alright. Yeah, as you can see, I didn't even make it to the back, so I'm suspecting this is like less than an ounce of floof, which, given it's a sample thing, it makes sense that it would be less than an ounce. Alright, let's do the thing. Wind you on there. Oh, I was winding the wrong way. Whoops. That would explain a lot. But yeah, hopefully you're icing that, getting some rest. Also, which shoulder is it? Is it the one that you're using to draw currently, or the other one? Hopefully it's not the drawing one. But yeah. Floof has been spun. Colors are moderately alright. This is definitely more, has some bluish to it. So, Alright, so where is that wraps per inch tool? I meant to check with that to see if... I was spinning my usual thickness, which I suspect I am not. Oh, there it is. Whee! Moves around paintbrushes. So I'm like slowly painting a thing. Yeah, this one. I suspect this is not even 40 wraps per inch, which... Let me unwind this a little bit. I had completely forgotten to check. Okay, yeah, here it's 40 wraps, which... That's like typically how thin I spin, but I know there's people that spin thinner. I think there's another whip card that goes down to like 80 wraps per inch, and I'm just like, nope. Nope. I cannot spin that thin, nor would I ever want to. But the other spin I'm doing on the large wheel, I'm spinning a little bit thinner than 40 wraps. So I have a feeling it's going to be like just about sock weight, if not like thinner than sock weight. Which that's lace weight or a light fingering before you get to lace weight. But it's weird, but I think that might be because it's silk. I'm just going a little bit thinner than I would normally prefer. But yeah. Let's see. That moves this over here. We're gonna let that chill out on the wheel. I have nothing else I want to spin on this, so let me plug this out. Because I have it plugged into battery pack. But if the actual stupid USB plugins actually worked, I would use, what's-its-face? I would use one of those ports. But those ports don't like me. So I have the one with the USB hub, which I think at some point I might need to see about replacing said hub. Maybe. So, yeah. So now that's done. I can go with this. And let's see. Yeah, I'll probably need to change the saturation because these are stupid bright. But you'll probably recognize these. Let's see. Crafting. That's better. Alright, that'll mean I need to go back here. And then do the property stuff and things. Let's see. White balance. Let's move you here. Yep, this is not my usual wheelhouse of colors, but I enjoy it a lot, weirdly. Okay, I don't really need to mess with the white balance too much. Yeah. I can turn it down a little bit. But it's sharp, and it should be. Yep, this is the 4-ply stuff I had spun a while back. But it's kind of springy, but it's my fault because one of these bobbins, when I was doing the 4-ply, I accidentally spun the opposite direction. Which that's the same direction it's going to apply. So basically it started to scrunch up. Although the whole setting the twist process helped it a little bit. But it's still, you know, kind of scrunchy. But it's fine. It's for me, so I'll live with it. Where it stopped, I was like in the middle of a row on this, but I finished up the rest of it. So we're starting at the beginning of the row. Which, this is the part, you know, where it gets really stupid big. Also, I said I was gonna change my stream title, wasn't I? I forgot because camera. So, let's do that. After I set this down. Oh, let's see. Alright. Let's close this window. I have like 7 windows open. Cool. Alright, let's change the stream title. Okay. Do, 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 do. There we go. Should be all set. Yeah, this is one of my casual projects I've got going on here. Because I do have another shawl on needles, but that one involves a chart. So, yeah, I'm not doing that on stream. Like, unless it's a simple chart. It makes trying to read chat and do this at the same time very, very difficult, to put it mildly. Also, I should probably drink water. Do. There we go. Yeah, I press the button. But I like having at least one somewhat mindless project going on, just for the sake of my sanity, also so I can carry it around. Although this is honestly a little bit big, so carrying it around unless like I have a large enough bag is a little bit of a quandary. Although when you first get started on it, it's pretty easy. But I like having my shawls big enough I can wrap it around my neck at least once, preferably twice. So once I use this, I suspect I might still need to get some yarn, so that'll be a thing. That I could just spin some. Because this is mostly hand spun. Like, the only thing that's not hand spun is like this gray stuff here, which that's chroma, not the chroma twist, but literally the chroma that's one ply, which I held it double to get it thick enough. But I really do hate one ply. One ply irritates me to no end. Although, honestly, with shawls it's fine, but outside of shawls, one ply is a bad idea. Bad idea. Come on. Where are we going? There it is. Come on, go through the stupid loop. There. Also, why does that turn this way? Okay, that's better. Me! And let's move you down a little bit more. Because I realize I'm kind of getting towards being out of frame. So I think I'm doing the whole talking in my minute because coffee. But this is kind of why I like, if I'm gonna have coffee, I have it before I start streaming, or else I will just be absolutely everywhere at once. Oh, also with the thing I reordered, getting back to that, as I was mentioning before, yeah, I got needle tips, and also I got, what's its face? I got some packaging stuff. So, think some, I'd say mildly opaque holographic plastic bags for stitch markers and pins, which I might retake some pictures to put on the Ko-fi page for said pins, They're kind of hanging out there. Since that was my first attempt at a pin. So it's probably not the best, but I do like how it looks. It's cute. Also, I'm sniffly. And I very much would like it if that would stop being a thing. Come on, there. Alright, how about you stay over here? Our being in frame is a lot better. So if you guys want to, you can play the drop game on the screen. It should be available, which, if anybody is not aware of the drop game, that is a mini game, essentially, where you can do exclamation point drop, and email on the end, and your respective character will go parachuting down to whatever the selective target will be. Since there's a couple of different variations, some premium, some not. Do not have any of the premium versions. But they have a good selection of free versions, which right now I still have the Fall Leaves one. But likely we'll change it over to the winter one once next month is a thing. But yeah, once you do exclamation point drop, it's pretty much RNG from there. So it's basically a matter of will you make it or not. There's also a group drop thing, which I personally haven't tried before. But I'm wondering if I could potentially automate that as a thing. See if I can get that to work. How far am I into the middle? Middle's right here. Yeah, I'm probably not going to make it to the middle before break, but I am perfectly fine with that. But yeah, these are not my usual colors, but I very much enjoy it so much. And it very much contrasts the, I'd say, muted purples and grays of this handspun plus the full-on gray of this, which I really do wish I could get more of this. But right now, the person I got this floof, which I spun, unfortunately is not selling this one at the moment. I'm guessing it's out of stock currently. Which, it's 100% merino. So not something I would have used for socks. This was like back when I first started spinning, so before I had the electric wheels, I had a Turkish, I still do have 2 Turkish spindles. One, like a normal size one, and a second one, which is a slightly larger one, that's 2 ounces. Yeah, the normal size one is 1 ounces, 3D printed by Turtle Made, who have a lovely Etsy shop. Although the 2 ounce one, I swear, when I first got it and tried to use it, I was like, am I trying to spin a brick? Like, there was no other way to put it, because trying to flick with it is just like, because you don't really think that 1 ounce would make terribly much of a difference, but it's like you're basically like using your fingers and trying to flick, and it's like you kind of have to put a bit more strength into it in order to get it to do the thing. So that took a little while. Eventually worked out, But yeah, that larger one's definitely more for plying or spinning thicker weight yarns. But that's more of if I'm not in a hurry to spin the thing. Okay. Is it just quiet between transition of songs? Yep. Okay. I was like, I didn't do anything. But yeah, it's just quiet. Do 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 do.
Yep.
Although I do hope that Amazon package does actually show up tomorrow. Because they said at first Friday and Sunday respectively. But I guess they managed to wrangle everything together. Because I didn't do, like, you know, Prime. Because I do not have Prime. Because I do not have the $14 to spend per month. They got regular free shipping. But I'm guessing they must want to get stuff out before the chaos that is Thanksgiving. Because, you know, there's not going to be any mail going on that day. Which, given everyone needs a break, I definitely would say that's a good thing. But that also means they're probably going to be busting those people extra hard than usual, which, you know, I don't want to contribute to. But at the same time, I do not want USPS losing this package again. So, yeah. I'll see what happens. Alright, so once I get to the halfway point, which will probably be another minute or two, because halfway point in the row is right here. I'm gonna go take my break. Which, yeah, I'll probably need to refill that glass of water. And stretch and so on. Come on. Which, for anybody curious, this is an F hook I'm using. I've had this F hook for a while, and this is probably, yeah, this is definitely the first hook I've ever had when it comes to crocheting. But you can tell this is an old-time hook because it says 29 cents on this side. Nah, probably not. I don't have autofocus on because autofocus drives me insane. But yeah, you know it's an old-time hook when they say 29 cents or something along those lines. It's held up very, very well. But I do want to see about getting some cushion hooks. But you can get some inexpensive sets off of Amazon, which I probably will do down the line. Even though I do knit more than I crochet, but I still arguably crochet a little bit. Plus the whole sub-squares thing. It does not hurt to get some cushion hooks. Alright, this is the halfway point, so I'm just gonna do the thing. Come on, you can do it. Also, does it look dark on my screen, or is it just me? It might be because the whole shadows thing going on here. Well, let's see. Well, I kind of don't want that on my face. But I really do need to get a new light, because having this sit in my face is very much not helpful. Alright, so come on. You can do it. Very much don't need you slipping on the loop. Ta-da! Alright, so halfway point met, so break time for me. I'll be back in the usual 10 minutes. Totally feel free to play the Plinko or the Drop games located on our Be Right Back screen. If you're definitely gonna, you know, get up and stretch. Ta-da! Welcome back. I had to move this around. This is probably a little bit better. Which, this thing is large enough, it does not really fit on the makeshift table at all. But I'm completely fine with that. Alright, so I've done that. Not much to report. During the break, all's quiet. Which, to know anybody who cannot see the thing, although you probably should be able to see the thing in the community challenge if you click the little, I think it'll probably be a donut on the lower left-hand side of your chat. But yeah, the number currently for the community challenge, we've gotten to 23,688. Thus, we need about 1,312. So one person would easily be able to send it over the number we need. Although, can you do more than the actual number? I have no clue. This is like my second time ever doing community challenge. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the break. Continuing on with this, which again, pretty mindless. Do not really have to think about it, which is pretty awesome for me. I just want to make sure I get my hook through these loops, because sometimes, even though muscle memory says, oh, I did the thing, I'm usually very wrong. Thank you to whoever put some points in there, because I saw it just go up a little bit, but I appreciate you. Alright, that's weird, because normally it says if someone has put more channel points in the thing. I don't have the thing set not to, so that's really strange. Ah, okay, thank you. Yeah, but normally it pops up in chat, you know, like even if you've already put points in there, that you've put more points in there. I've been noticing that. And I'm not sure why that is. But I don't think that's anything on my end. Could be a Twitch being broken. That, or maybe it's set to, like, say, someone's already put points in there for today, it won't show it again? I don't know. Who knows? Twitch be weird. Although, arguably, when is it not weird? But yeah, that's nudging us all the closer. Just over 1,000 points. So what? 1,060... Yeah, 1,062. So, either today or tomorrow we can easily get that community challenge done. Which, that is no pressure on anybody, but I very much appreciate the support. I do hope the charity thing goes off without a hitch, but I've never done charity streams, so I have a feeling things are gonna be how-do a lot. Like, I still have not thought of any, like, goal thing. Like, once you hit milestones, you do a thing. Like, maybe some giveaways, but at the same time, I don't want to overwhelm myself. So it's just like, Oh, okay, I was like, did I do more than 3 in there? I did not. It just looks like I did. Also, since I moved the camera a little bit closer, I might end up wandering out of frame. Come on. A little bit more. Potentially. To which I apologize if that happens. But yes, for that week, in regards to Community Challenge, basically going to be all games, which I imagine that's going to probably be disappointing for some people. Because, they're used to me doing the craft stuff and things. But I'm hoping that the whole, hey, this is for charity thing, could potentially bring some friends over. Which, for anybody curious about Project Linus, I believe where the community challenge is listed, I think I put a link into there. I'm pretty sure I did. But if not, you can always just Google Project Linus, which you can do, what is it, squares? Yeah, blankets, squares, or financial contributions. So, if you can't afford to potentially give any money during this, which that is completely fair and understandable given the absolute crazy that the past 2 years have been. Almost 2 years now. You could always see about sending some blankets or some squares if you happen to have the time. And hopefully that, the postal service would be willing to cooperate. Because I've been noticing, if not even just in the US, Canada as well, they're experiencing some slowdown, which is why I was like, I don't trust the USPS estimate of like when they'll likely get packages in by Christmas, because it's like stuff happens, so it's usually better to at least give someone like some leeway, which is why for the Etsy shop I was like, you know what, let me put December 11th as like the best guaranteed time. I'll be able to be like, hey, I can send this thing and it should get there by Christmas. Because I don't want to put the week before and it's like it gets held up in the middle of nowhere at a post depot. And someone's just like, you said, It's like, some people don't seem to understand you can't control the postal service and what they do. And it's absolutely irritating and frustrating. Not that I've personally have gotten those complaints, but it's like, we all know those stories of people being absolute, utter assholes about it. And it's like, once this package leaves, my presence and they have it, like, that's it. I am not surprised. That sucks, though. But people usually feel like, hey, since I can't, yell at the actual postal service, I'll take it out on the actual postman. But it's like, until it gets to, where they happen to get the mail through the sorting system, and also, given, the unsolicited and baffling changes that have gone through the postal system the past few years. It doesn't help. So I have a feeling, once this holiday season gets into full tilt, everything is going to absolutely be utterly bonkers. And getting anything to show up anywhere is going to be an absolute nightmare. Which I was kind of hoping I'd be able to get my hands on a sketchbook before now. That's why, yeah. But there will be some people who are, for whatever the case may have you, and not just, out of laziness or anything. But, they might not have the funds to buy the things at the moment, and, will have to wait last minute, which, that is a thing. That and or people who don't take the estimates seriously, and it's like, I could wait the last minute. And it's like, no, you can't. Waiting till the last minute will not help anybody. But yeah. There will be, last minute purchases, and then it'll just be a utter madhouse. And then you'll see all the bashing of the postal service, and it's like, no one told you to wait till such and such time. I mean, yes, if you couldn't purchase it beforehand, that's a different story altogether, but for anybody who could just, if not buy it from the store, have gotten it earlier, that's kind of on them. Have been making a lot, yeah. Plus, supply chain and all that business for anybody who's, needs certain things for whatever various products, that's also gotta definitely not make matters any better either. And thus, slowing down delivery times and such. So, yeah. It's like I could practically hear screaming in the distance at this point in time. Ugh. Do. Oh wow! Yay! Thank you. I have it open, but I wasn't looking. So I'm paying attention to this. Yay! So that would be 992 points that we got. I appreciate you. I feel like you have put the majority of the points in for this one, and I very much appreciate it. Hades is going to be interesting. GeoGuessr is going to be interesting. I'm not going to do a charity thing for the next two ones. Indeed, from what I've seen, they very much are a cool charity. Don't do that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to need to think of some good goal markers. Because I probably wouldn't be able to do all, the absolutely outlandish stuff that I've seen some other streams do, which that is not like, you know, a bad thing on them, but it's more of like, it's probably not within, what's the word? Within my comfort zone. So I'm gonna have to think of stuff that would suit, you know, the stream. But still, you know, be absolutely enjoyable and fun. Like maybe try a new craft sort of stream. And or give away, you know, some like crafted item or something like that. Things of that sort. Alright, and we finished a row. Yay! Alright. I'm probably not gonna finish the next row before I take another break. Might get close though. Maybe. But as you can see, this thing is getting larger and larger. Although, I do wonder if I probably wouldn't need to block this thing. There we go. How? Yeah, it's about a little over 2 inches of just this yarn here. Which, we still have a good bit of yarn here, so probably I'd say at least another 4, 6 rows, maybe. Given, you know, the longer it gets, the more yarn it's going to use. And especially given crochet means more yarn's going to get used. Compared to knitting, that'll mean it'll certainly get finished a lot quicker than, say, if I were knitting this. Or something similar. Nope, come on, there it is. We've gotten to a little bit of a thin section. No, don't do that. Also, I'm trying to not just stare at this the entire time, because my neck does not appreciate that. Also, how many tier 1 emotes we have right now? I think it's 5, not 6. But then, Debbie Cat, I was hanging out, was it yesterday? Yesterday's Monday, so yes. Had mentioned like builder emotes where it's like, you know, 3 parts to one whole thing. I'm wondering if I could do that for the tier 1 as well. And like have a thing. Although I'm not sure what it would be. That's the part where I'm just like, what would it be that I could put in there? I would probably need to shift some things around. I'm pretty sure it's like 5. If not 6 emotes into that area, which, let me double check while I'm sitting here chatting about it. So I can open that in another window. Yep, new tab. Blah, blah, blah. Close that. Come on, emotes. Yeah, I have 4 of the follower ones, and then, oh yeah, I have 5. Although, I could take the nap, put it in the standard, and then put the yarn and put it in the free. Like, swap those around. Although, I'm not sure if I'm going to stick to the yarn one as it is. Because I feel like it's not as visible as I would like it to be. But that's one of those... eh. That's always a thing I worry about with emotes. It's like, is this thing as effective as it can be? Yeah. Hold on. Let me go and close this door. Goddamn yelling woman. I hate closing my door, especially in the winter, but I very much would like my mom to stop fucking yelling. She's on the phone and it's like, really? Could you just not be that loud? Maybe. Possibly. But I'd probably get the, hey, I'm in my own home. Blah, blah, blah. Sounds like... I mean, yes, there are times I could also be as loud. I have a weird time modulating my voice at times. So it's like... It's a thing. Sounds like my kids. Only they're mouthy at times. The joys of living with one's parents. Help. That's a thing I would love to change, but, you know, it could always be, I know. It could always be worse. I would love to move out on my own for a variety of reasons. But, you know, plague and various other things put a damper on that. So I have a feeling this will not go away anytime soon. Just because, you know, people are stupid. Which that is also kind of why I don't want to be working in, like, a store at this point in the year. Because it's just like... I do not trust people at this point. So it's just like, who's actually vaccinated and who's lying through their goddamn teeth? Is the main thing. And who's actually giving a shit about protocols? And it's like, I don't know where you've been. Walking in a store with a mask on doesn't mean you follow the rules every single time. Plus, there are people who walk in, you know, with their masks on in certain stores, like, you know, Walmart and something. And the moment they get in, they'll just be like... And then have the audacity to start screaming. And anybody who's like, maybe you might want to, you know, put your mask back on. And it's like, even if it wasn't this plague, it would be something, I'll bet you. Yeah, come on. Don't do that. Come on. I think yeah, that's what I thought. Ta-da! I'm half wondering if I should, not today, tomorrow, maybe make some stitch markers, but I already have, like, a good amount of them pre-made in the shop, the chainmail ones, so I'm just like, let's leave those alone and see if those, you know, actually do something. If not, I might, you know, see about potentially swapping out some colors and some sets and see how that goes. Because the pre-made sets have been hanging out for a while. Because literally all I have to do with those is, you know, make a card. I always hand draw those. Although at the same time, if I ever get, like, ridiculously slammed with, like, orders and stuff, it'd probably behoove me to potentially, like, have some, like, pre-done cards already. Which I'll probably need to do a couple more, because I sent out stickers. Well, actually, I'm about to. I have the envelopes all done and such. I just need to put them in the mail. Which, note, we are a third of the way through the non-holographic stickers, because it's only 6 of those pink hearts that I have. So, if a bunch of people who happen to resub happens to get lucky, I might end up being out of those non-holographic stickers sometime soon. But honestly, having those as an option, it makes things a little bit easier compared to, you know, having sub-sketches. But I still need to work on those. I'm so busy. And it's not like I still don't have stuff to do. Because there's always technically stuff to do. Come on, there it is. Although it's not like, you know, if I don't sit down and pick at it, it won't eventually start going down a little bit. Because like I said, digital art-wise, there was a thing I was going to do as a thing to put on Redbubble before I decided F Redbubble. So that's going to eventually be a wallpaper. Well, I need to figure out what I do with a background, although I have an idea on that. And then, of course, there's the draw this in your style thing. That I was like, you know what, I can do that. Which I need to work on that sketch, which I'm sketching it on my tablet. Because being able to see what I'm doing with my hands very much is helpful. Although, you know, what's its face? I know iPads are typically a lot better when it comes to digital drawing with Procreate or whatever, but that is a huge price tag. Alright, let's shift this over a little bit more. Alright, how close am I? Yeah. Might make it. Maybe. Maybe. We will see. Which, that, again, is the halfway point. Like I said, the larger it gets, the longer it's going to take for me to get from side to side like this. Which, as long as I'm comfortable wearing it, that's all that really matters. Plus, I hadn't touched this thing in about a week or two just because I was working on sock. Still am. Probably going to do a bit of that after stream, too. I want to see if I can maybe get the sock finished this week and then start the other one. Then I know what the heck I'm doing. And pre-roll is back off, so in case ad decides to, like, put you in purgatory, sorry. Because that thing lasts about half hour. Which is why I put the minute and a half, so pre-rolls will be off for a half hour instead of 20 minutes for the 1 minute. And also, thank you for the more points. Which I really do wish I could control how much you guys could earn with the Twitch channel points, but that's, like, not a thing I can personally control. I know with subs, it's like 1.2. 10 out. No worries. I appreciate you hanging out here listening to me blather on about things as I crochet forever and ever right now. Which, you know, I might hang out here longer than my usual end time of 4. Just because it's going to be a shorter schedule of this week, so... Might be back when you get back, maybe. But enjoy kidlet time. Also, oh, I'm all the way down there. Whoopsie. Do. Also, I realized, where would the sheep in the sweater emote go? Because I know I'm still working on that. If I did a build emote. That, or I might have to leave the nap where it is. One or the other. I don't know. Although, again, I do want to tweak the nap emote, because that needs to get a little bit worked on. I feel like it might be proportions why the issue, it doesn't work the way it does. Which for a good chunk of them, I think it might be the proportional body to face is what my issue is. In order for the face to be visible, the face needs to take up a good chunk of the canvas. Which, you know, canvas is wee tiny. Although I do currently do it 10 times the size that the largest size of emote is available, so 1120 by 1120, because, you know, max emotes are 112 by 112, so it gives me an idea when I go down to, like, really small, if it'll actually work out. Okay, why are we like this? Why are we tangled? Who said that was cool? Come on. Alright, I think... Cool. Yay! I was like, why are you tangled in knots? We did not agree to this. Oh, okay. Friend of mine is apparently doing stuff, dropping off stuff, which I got some cookies and my mom's gonna probably be slightly pissed, and it's like, don't care, I bought it, although I got like 12 ounce bag of oatmeal raisin ones and then 12 ounce of chocolate chip, because I love chocolate chip. Which was $7 a bag, so I suspect it's like larger size. Cookies, thus making it, you know, fill up the 12 ounces pretty quickly, which that is fine. I probably don't want cookies to stay around too long. I'm trying to not eat crap all the time. Which is why I got just, you know, one of each rather than more than that. And also thank you to whoever contributed more points to the community challenge. So that's 832 right now. Points that we need to get to our goal of 25,000. So we are very, very close, and I very much appreciate anyone who has contributed so far. It is very much cool of you, and if you happen to end up coming to the streams when they happen, which I will probably throw up in the events thing in Discord, because now that that's a thing, I can do that. And it's very much helpful. So everybody be able to see ahead of time. So, if it's going to be a regular stream schedule week, I do wonder if I'm going to be on as long as I normally would be, or if I'd stay on later, which that is potentially possible. Because games usually take up a bit more time, but again, nothing set in stone on that. We will see. Almost there. Alright, so we have hit our halfway point. So let me just quickly stretch my hands for a second. And my hands are gonna start getting cranky after a while. Which, how long? Okay, I have another 12 minutes until I take a break. So I might get a little bit fast. A little bit past the halfway point, but no way I'm getting all the way to over here by the time break time happens once again. Also, probably... depending on when my friend shows up, I'll probably have to go on probably a little lengthy of a break. Alright, let's text and Marcus friend. There we go. Alright, let's see. Also, that'll probably mean I'll need to wear something that is not this. Because I will probably freeze outside. Because it's cold today. How cold is it? I don't remember. How cold is it today? Because I have literally not stepped foot outside. Oh! 41 with a real feel of 27. Goody. I mean, it could be worse. It could feel like 0. So. Easily could be worse. But yeah, I'm in general not a cold person. Cold and I are not friends. Tend to get cold really easily. So, tends to not be a thing I enjoy. But I do have a fleece hoodie I can put on. Because I don't think it's going to be terribly long. Probably be like 5-10 minutes, depending when she shows up. Ah, no, don't do that. I very much do not need you rolling away. That would make things a lot more of a pain in the ass than I would like. Come on. There we are. Also, once I go take my break, I'm probably going to open the door, because it's probably a bit hot in here. Although I haven't noticed yet. Although, my throat's getting dry. Although, that's more me talking a mile a minute, once again. On the plus side, being warm means I'm drinking more water in here. Although, I usually try to drink water once I've had tea or coffee, especially coffee. Which, I wonder... Yeah, I did say I was gonna do like a coffee or tea mug or something. So, I might forego the build emote, maybe. Who knows? But it's an idea. But I would have to know what the heck I would want to do with that. Because there's someone who has like a sub for subs, so like an actual sub sandwich in like 3 parts. There's the octopus thing, that's the global emote. Debbie Cat has like a hype train. What would be a cool 3-parter? Ah, no. But speaking of subs, that thing above my head is for whenever we potentially get the last tier 1 slot, which given the additional 4 slots, that would mean for affiliates, that means we get 9. Which is kind of insane. Although at the same time it was like, but, are you kidding me? Because even though they're small, emotes do take a bit of work. You kind of have to plan them out and see, you know, how effective they are. So, you know, stuff sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's a whole damn process. So by having 4 additional ones, it means a little bit more work on my end, but I mean at the same time, kind of excited. Manic! How goes? Also, thank you for the points. We are actually pretty close now. Let's see. 332. Yeah, 332 points left until we get there. How goes? Yay! I'm glad you're doing alright. I am just here blabbing, as usual. As I sit here and crochet a shawl, which, do note, I wear my shawls as scarves, so I like them super long. Thus, they have to be stupid big in order to work out how I want to. What's lurking? Ah! I appreciate the lurk also. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. But yeah, I am not expecting we get close, if not exactly there today. Although I do wonder, I might switch and do maybe some sketching for the last bit of today. Or I could save that for tomorrow. Yeah, I could save that for tomorrow. Like, in some parts. Okay, but I'm not going back to lurk. Thank you! Enjoy your lurk. Probably gonna be taking a break in like less than 4 minutes. Yeah, about 3 now. Oh, so every time I sit back here, I'm always just like, I should clean off the shelf. I've been saying it for months, and it's just like, what the hell? But I think it's because it's just a slightly big endeavor. I'm just like, I will get to it eventually. And keep pushing it off. And doing other things and just not doing it. So I really need to... I might do that, maybe. a bit with my days off. See how that works out. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, we're actually a bit closer than I thought I'd be. But yeah, like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna get all the way over there by the time break rolls around. Ah, son of a... Okay, don't do that. Thank you, Crochet Hook. Please do your goddamn job. If I had done this a bit thicker... Bee! Thank you! And we have done it! I very much appreciate you guys. We have hit our community challenge goal. Nice job, you guys. We were nowhere near when we got started. But you guys just knocked that out the park. Which I very much appreciated. So I guess we'll be doing some Hades in the middle of next month as well. Which, I think I might have to go over to the thing to keep those off, but I'll just leave those there. But you guys are awesome, and I very much appreciate you guys for that. I probably won't do this for the other games, but I kind of wanted to feel like you guys have, like, you know, a say in the games. I do. Well, now I feel accomplished. Although you guys are the ones that put in the work. The other thing I have not done... I think there's like a thing where you can vote yes or no. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. That's like you essentially, depending on whether or not you're correct on your assumption. Yeah, the prediction thing. I have not done that yet. I could do those down the line. For funsies. But you guys are awesome. And also, anybody new hanging out here and does not know, Linktree link in here, provided by the bot, gives all the information of various social medias I've happened to be on for stream-related things. So, Twitter, which Twitter I honestly just post, like, I'm going live, and like the various things on there. I'm not terribly on there, because it's a giant cesspool. Instagram for both yarn stuff and then also art. Which I haven't posted anything in either one this week yet. Let's see. There's Etsy, yes. Ko-fi, which... The Ko-fi I have a little shop, and that's more digital stuff, so wallpapers of both phone and tablet size. Which I might adjust the prices, maybe. And also donut pins. I need to do the hat pattern to put that on there. I kind of want to do some better photos than what I know I have of those hats. So I need to do that. And then, let's see. Other than that, there's the website, which I do need to fiddle around with just a wee bit. And also, let's see, YouTube. YouTube I haven't touched in a while. I've been busy, and YouTube requires a lot of work. So that's a whole thing. Oh, we're past the 2 hour mark, but we're pretty close to the other end, so I can just do the whole entire row, and then I will take my break. Although, if I have to briefly disappear for getting the stuff from my friend, I'll probably let you guys know, and then I will go do that. It probably will not take that long, because A, it's stupid cold outside. And then come back and chat with you guys some more as I work on, if not this, something else. Might switch to the socks. Although this is a bit easier on the brain compared to the socks, although I've gotten through the decrease part on socks, so it's basically just doing brioche on the top part and then the every other stitch. You get the yarn to come back around on the sole of the sock, although I do feel like maybe I should have gone up to a size 1 on the foot, because I don't want it to be too tight. But it should stretch enough for that, but in my head I'm just worrying immensely that it might not be right. I mean, even though brioche does give room for, like, leeway for some space, I don't want to rely too heavily on it in that matter. I might see about maybe switching to some size 1s and see if that will lend some room. Normally I would do size 2, but given the brioche, size 1 would probably be better. And I know I have those free at the moment. I haven't done a Hexie Puff in a couple of days, so I could easily do that if I want to. But yeah, we finished the row. Yay! Which means how many rows I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 rows of this highly sparkly and bright ass yarn, although saturation is... Actually, saturation's alright. It's pretty close to what I'm seeing before me, so color is pretty accurate for the moment. But yes, I'm gonna go take my break. I'll be right back. I have some towels to shove in the closet, because, again, laundry. And I'm gonna stretch and do that stuff, and I'll be back again in about 10 minutes. Back! As you can see, we've kind of changed categories, because I was just like, you know what? Let me just, you know, draw these cards while I'm talking about them. Because I always like to do some little hand-drawn thing in there. And, okay, let's tilt that down a little bit so that's better visible. I might need to, yeah, because it's black paper. But yeah, I'm gonna be using my foil color pencils and do I want a mug? Let's see, what kind of colors do I want? Which these are these Art and Fly color pencils, so pretty much like on the same cost point as the Artezas, although those are wax base. These definitely layer a bit better, at least in my sketchbook, because of the smooth paper compared to the wax. Although it does weird things at times when you sharpen them, which there's one of them, like this. You notice it like chunks out in places. It's really annoying and weird. Also, alright, I might need to change my settings a little bit. But yeah, you can definitely see a chunk here. Let me go over here to settings with the camera, and then see about the properties. But yeah, I'm basically just taking a little break from the crochet. Depending on if I have time today, I might go back and do some more of that. We will see. Or I just continue on with these until, you know, I'm done for today, maybe? One or the other. We'll see. Yes, the gain is all the way up, I'm aware. Let's see. If I put this here, if that's... Yeah, it's visible enough. Let's see. White balance. Yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad. So, like, just in here. Saturation's a little bit up. Sharp, and... yeah, it's alright. Which, this is basically some black paper I cut in a forest. I was gonna do more of this. Let's see. What color do I want this cup to be? It's like a set of 48. I could do it in like one of the metallics because they have two metallic colors, but I'm not particularly a fan of how they look. I'll be real honest with you. Also, camera. I think the gain might be a little too high. That or it might be, yeah. Because I don't have it on. Okay, that's slightly better. The light was on a little too brightly. What kind of color cup do I want? But it's gonna need to be bright because black paper. So, let's see. Maybe a shade of blue. Yeah, one of these shades of blue. Which, that's baby blue. So it's going to be really bright. And then, let's see. A bit of turquoise. But turquoise is slightly more green to it. And then, also sapphire. And then maybe this. Yeah, Egyptian blue. Although Egyptian blue is like really deep. Deep ass blue. Nope, don't do that. Although I can... Man, this has gotten short. Alright. Let me do this, and then do that. Because I still had the thing to fiddle around with the camera on, although arguably it'd probably be a good idea to leave that open. But, I could always easily get it back if need be. So I'm just gonna with the white and like lightly sketch out what I want. And go over that with color. Because given, you know, this is black paper, sketching out in white is pretty much the best course of action I have. Let's see. And then maybe a nice window in the back. Which that will probably mean I'll need to add more blue into here. But that's fine. I can maybe have some, yeah, put the line where I'd want that, right there. Jane! Hello. How goes? How you doing? I'm kind of been bouncing around things and stuff. Right now, I'm just doing some cards. You alright? We aren't really planning terribly much. I know my parents have gotten some stuff. Also, crap, I didn't realize. And hold on, I need to put some hand sanitizer on my head because I briefly saw a person. So let me do that and I'll be right back. How goes? Sav and I are doing small dinner. Looks like I'm driving to my... So you really might have to cancel D&D. I know you said you didn't want to, but yeah, I know you said you were doing a small thing with him, and then go from there, see what's what. That's a pain. Where's... Yeah, this is Baby Blue. Alright. I'm just gonna play there. Okay. Fair enough. It's over. Ah, okay. I know it wasn't in person or anything, but I wasn't sure, like, how you did it, like, over Skype or whatever the case may have you. But if it's over Discord, I just don't want to bend my... Fair enough. Fair enough. Because that's a bit like, are you kidding me? I'd probably be the same way, so I completely understand. But they mentioned bringing and having to find a place for 5. Take my... Yeah. Yeah. Fair. But it really is irritating you have to go and do the thing. But... like you said, it would be a bit more simpler for you. So that makes sense. Which I'm guessing Zav is going to take care of the kitties while you're not there. Because I imagine they're like of the wee age, so travel is probably not in the cards yet. I'm presuming. Oops, I went outside the line, but it should be alright. Not a kids movie. Okay. I have not owned a floof ball, so I have no idea on certain aspects. Alright, so... I have to say, though, in comparison these with my color pencils, the wax ones, these layer a bit better because oil, so it makes a lot more sense. We'll stay the night, just drive there, come back. Ah, okay. That makes a bit more sense. I wasn't sure. I presumed you were gonna, like, you know, go back the next day. Because, you know, down there, it's like Florida in the sense of everything is a bit far. So, that was my presumption. My bad. Alright. It really is annoying. Your sister is doing all that and it's like, really? Oh well. It is what it is. Alright. Let's see. Do I want this or... Yeah, I can actually just see about... Go with this a little bit and see how I feel. Oh wow, it comes up a bit darker on camera, but I have the saturation up, so that makes complete sense. Oh, also a friend of mine briefly appeared because she was doing a charity thing, so I got some cookies. Because she's the same one that commissioned me those socks that I was doing for the chart thing, so I figured it was going to be like really large cookies, and I was correct. So... 12 ounces of oatmeal raisin cookies, and then there are also a thing of chocolate chip ones, because I like chocolate chip cookies. They would stay the night because my mom and sister are not driving at night. Fair. Completely fair. Yeah. Very nice to see her. I haven't been able to see her terribly often because, you know, ye old's crazy. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Although if I do background, I'd probably do like a bit more of a, if not nighttime, a sunset type of thing with this background. Be right, no worries. I'll be here doing things with color pencils. Alright, and yeah, I might go over that a little bit more to soften that out. But again, it's a little bit darker on camera than it is in person. Although if I tilt it a certain way, yeah, it does kind of look like that. So it actually won't be that dark. Alright, and then where's that? Yeah, so I can go like right in here and get the tilt. That might have been a little bit hard. Come over this with a little bit of baby blue. Yeah, I saw. Unless there are different ones from the ones you were talking about from earlier, with the hats and the photo album. Because I saw those earlier, before I got set up. Ba-da-da. Also, this thing is cutting off the last bit of the word. Material made a bookmark and some paper clips. Ooh! That sounds fun. Also, why did you go large? I can't see in... shit. But, project... But yeah, I see those hats. I was like, so that's what you needed the 6-inch rib for. Which I do wonder if I should potentially start doing hats with like longer bits of rib. I just usually don't have the patience for it. But it's probably smarter to do so. I don't know. But the photo album is really lovely. You did a really great job on that. Flaps, they stay closed, like... Second one. Isn't that how it goes? It's like once you figure out how things work, it usually works out a bit better. And it's like... funny how that works out. But yeah, I don't think I would ever have patience for 6 inches of 2x2. Like, you couldn't pay me. I mean, arguably you could, but I'd be very resentful the entire time. Because that is how I am sometimes. So I was making some socks for a friend of mine. I did 1x1 ribbing, which, if anyone knows me, they know I loathe 1x1 ribbing. Utterly loathe it. And so, I was doing that, and I was just like, I was literally telling a friend, I was like, you're lucky I like you. You're lucky I like you. Which, said friend likes said socks, so... it worked out. Ah, shit. Oh, they're rare. I accidentally pressed the mouse and made OBS disappear. Which... that is bad. I do not need OBS disappearing. Ever. Okay, so a layer of white. maybe, although arguably in real life, at least that I know of, window frames are usually just brown. Well, typically window frames are brown or white. Usually this sort of color doesn't work, but I figure this wouldn't hurt here. 'Cause I can draw what I want. Cover that with like a little bit more white in spaces. And don't knock this thing over. 'Cause I see the light moving. Also, to tell you the truth, I've honestly forgotten, like, in the interim of, like, you know, yesterday, like, more than once forgot that, you know, it's Thanksgiving this Thursday. Because I've just been like, oh yeah, that thing. Oops. It's a good thing we don't do, like, very much of things. Alright, so maybe some pinks and some purples to layer about for a nice little looking sunset-y sort of thing. But I'll need to sharpen this pencil. It's a little bit stub. Alright. Do. Nope, don't roll away. Although, yeah, this is gonna... No, this is fine. Also, not sure if you saw in the Discord, but my schedule for this week's gonna be a wee bit short. I'm just gonna be on today and tomorrow, instead of doing the full 4 days this week. That's because I figured break would probably be a good idea. Although, again, I'll probably put... Uh-oh. I just heard that. What's the word? I have to take them. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. It's like time off, but it's like time off in quotations, because I will probably end up working on stuff in the background, because that is how I am. But, you know. I figured not streaming for a bit is probably a good idea. Also, other than the everything that's been happening in regards to Thanksgiving, how has your week off so far? Hopefully good. I saw you in Girl November's chat, but I was busy folding laundry, so I did not get to say hi earlier. Yeah, that's a mood. And not be... Yeah. Because being sick and having time off is different than, you know, getting to have the time off and not feel like death warmed over, essentially. So, I totally feel you on that. And also, I'm glad you're feeling better, because it sounds like you had a not great time. Although, who really does have a good time being sick? No one. Alright, and I didn't put the other pink in there, but probably would work to do, yeah, this. Although, mix this, which this is lipstick, right? No, watermelon. Okay. Yeah, lipstick's a bit more saturated of a pink. Although this has, like, given its melon, it has a little bit of an orange tinge to it. So I arguably could put a tiny hint of orange up top, but it doesn't really need it, arguably. Also, with the photo album and such done, are you done with your presents for respective family members? Or do you still have more stuff to get done between now and Saturday? Which you do have enough time, if that's the case. Let's see. Although, I can put a little, yeah. Whee. I'm done with present. I have plan. I haven't written everything down. Ah, fair, fair. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it's this color. I need to layer that a little bit. Somewhere in the closet I bought. Oh no. That's not helpful. And I'm guessing you did not, record it somewhere of what that may be. Or at least, some level of a helpful hint, potentially, to help yourself out. Also, I should be going a little bit back. I do at least put that stuff all in one closet. I just need to go, okay. Nope, come back. Come back. Literally, one pencil just flipped out on my hand. It's like, can my grip strength not be stupidly annoying? Alright, cool. I'm gonna need to put the color inside the cup and then a little bit of smoke, and then I'd say I'm pretty much done with this one. Although, let's do a little bit more layering down here. But I really do enjoy how these blend a lot. Although I might need to go over the cup area a little bit more, because it looks like I need to get a tiny bit of gaps going on in there. But, for the most part, pretty good. Let's see. Do I want a brown? I need some light brown. And then I can layer on top of that. Because it's kind of like watercolor I have to do when it comes to the black paper. I have to go light and then basically go dark on top of the light so the darker colors can be some level of visible. Or else it's going to get, you know, really difficult to see. Let's see. Brown. Wait, I don't think this is brown. This is magenta. I can maybe add this in here, maybe, if I want to. That's not what I want. Emeralds, that's a green. That's purple. That is also a purple. Yeah. No, that's blue, Byzantium. Nope, it's a purple, just a really deep purple. And pre-rolls are off once again, so, you know, if anybody gets poked at by ads, sorry, I can't do anything about it until I do a pre-roll. Once again, cinnamon, oh, that's an orange. I know I have browns, this is red. Yeah, this is one of the 2 reds that are in this set of 48 colors. Like, they really could have gone with, like, 1 or 2 more reds. I feel like, instead of putting the metallics in there. Which that is, like, my main complaint, really, when it comes to these. Let's see. What is this? Yep. Sepia. Brown. Let's see. Tawny. Also a shade of brown. And I'd like a 3rd shade of brown, please. No, that's... Although, arguably, it's an orangey brown. But it's definitely more prominent in the orange. Also, I apparently put one of my sketching pencils in here, and I missed it. Whoops. I think I was doing something and must have forgot. How did I not notice that before? Maybe this dark brown I've got going here. That would be pecan. Alright, cool. Sharpen those, and let's get on. How many colors I've used? I haven't used the turquoise, and I don't think I will. So I'll just put that back. And let's see. 7. Alright, that's 10 colors. Not bad. No, 11. Because I'm going to use the white in here a little bit. And maybe bits of gray. Yeah, this is not a huge surface area, so that should get done over relatively quickly. But yeah, you guys can see why I do these in batches. Given I don't just do like one quick thing and it's done. It's me sitting there shading and blending and all that jazz. Although, again, given these are oil based, the blending part actually is a bit more easier to do. Than it typically is. So yeah, once that's over and done with, I'll probably see about starting another one. Which, yes, I'm aware we're at nearly the 3-hour mark, but again, given the abbreviated schedule for this week, I might see about staying nearly a half hour longer than I typically would. Which, if that was the case, I'd probably take like a short 5-minute break. And then come back and do one more of these, or at least get started on one of these. And then layer that on top. Also, very unrelated, but I was watching Food Network, which has kind of been like my channel to watch at this point. Normally I'd be watching like the crime channels, but given I've kind of just been like, on the crime channels lately, I've just been like watching those more, and it's just been like nice and soothing. But yeah, there was a company. What's their face? The company is called Black Rifle Coffee or something like that. Which I swear that's the name. And they were just like unapologetically American, and I was just like, you sure that's the stance you want to go with? Especially now? I just thought, I was just like, and I was complaining about it to a friend because I remembered it and just got pissed all over again. I was just like, why? But it's like, I think it might be a military, like, whoever owns said company is like, you know, at least has a military background, hence the name and that. And I'm just like, Food Network, why'd you put this on here? I understand it's coffee, but it's just like, I'm not sure I want, you know, to see them in the middle of the night. Because it's like 8, 9 o'clock. And I think I've seen that commercial once or twice, but I hadn't really, like, paid attention till then. Because, you know, commercial's on, so it's just like I kind of tune out a little bit till the show comes back. So that was just one of those. I regret paying attention. Immensely. Why? Just why? Alright, this is baby blue, right? Baby blue it is. To fill in some space. But yeah, that's my thing I was basically going all over about yesterday. Also obsessing over that song. Well, the remix of that song The Weeknd and Ariana Grande did. Which, this was like a couple months ago. I just got onto that because I'm not paying attention to music stuff and things like I normally would. It just popped up on my recommended. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna obsess over that. Cool, thanks. Alright, and let's see. Yeah, I said this, and then some gray? Do I have... There's not many grays in here either. Like, it'd probably be better if they... At least it had... This is probably... No, it's Prussian blue. Alright. Is it silver? No, pewter. Yeah, pewter's better. Steel's a bit deep and also has a blue tinge I don't really need. So... Yeah, let's go here. Lightly do that. Omni? Yeah. Yeah, I have him still on my alerts, too. So I see him. He pops up on the evening. He took a little break. He does that. Calls it seasons. Omni Boy, I think it is. I remember calling him Omnibus, unfortunately. I feel bad. But it's just he's in the evening, so I tend to not really pop in. He wasn't on this morning. It was Trash Ice. Yeah, I remember. That is also a thing. Which I feel that when trash people show up, it's just like noise. A little video. Oh my gosh. I presume it's hilarious. Which, is it a thing on his channel or on YouTube? No, it's on us. I was saying it. It's, yeah. The things you don't expect to be catchy sometimes, and it's just like... the things that stick in your head, which sometimes it's to your utter loathing rather than, you know, your enjoyment. Ah, don't do that. Ah, I really do need to pop into his channel, because he seems like a fun time. That one time I hung out in there. But I know the alerts still work, so I'm definitely still following him, and Twitch hasn't, you know, done the unceremonious unfollow, which I think that's been a thing that's been happening, at least for me, because, you know, it's just like someone follows and then the number goes back down, and I'm just like, Twitch, what are you doing? Why are you doing? I very much wish you would stop doing that. Which, it's not about the number, it's more of about... someone might want to come back, you know, and hang out, and it's just like, oh, can't find the channel because I'm no longer following. Because Twitch decided that I don't need to be following this person. Which is like, excuse you, Twitch? I didn't ask you. It's like, unless I unclick the follower button myself, I do not require your assistance in unfollowing somebody. Alright. Yeah, I might need to layer on here a little bit, but I'd say it's mostly done. Let me layer on this with the slightly lighter blue. To make that stand out a little bit more. I remember why. Uh-oh. Why is that? Is it the heel? Oh, well, it depends on the heel. If you're doing a fish lips kiss heel, it's pretty much the same either way. I always want to, yeah. You kind of just like, once you're done with the foot, you're just like, how much longer do I have to go to the rest of this sock? Because you're used to the other way where it's like the leg first and then the foot. So, I completely get that. Start with a gusset. Ooh, nice. I have not tried any sort of pattern, but yeah, yeah, I completely get that. That is a mood. It's always difficult to get white to show up on these sorts of things, but it does an alright job with this color on here. So... but yeah, I kind of want to make it look like, you know, window. So... alright. So I'm pushing a little bit harder than I normally should. I would like to, like, you know, go back here and layer a little bit. Alright, so that's a card, which I really do like this one. So that's one. I need to cut the paper. Let's see. I have scissors right there, but paper? Where's paper? Here it is. Because, again, this is just like a bit of black paper that I cut into fourths. Which, cutting it straight, break the yarn, start 2, 1, sorry, and do leg 2 at the, But yeah, you would be able to tell a difference given self-striping is where the issue lays. So you kind of want to keep it similar as you can get it to be. Also, I'm presuming these are for you. So if you want to, you know, be like, F it and switch to the thing, I'd say do it. Alright, so let's see. Also, I love to put the paper then, it just looks like absolute darkness. It's insane. Alright, so. Which, note, these are a bit quicker to do than, say, you know, some watercolor. Although I feel like the watercolor definitely have a prettier effect once it's done. At least in my opinion. Although at the same time it could arguably be me being a very, very hard critic on myself, but when am I not? Alright, oh, okay. I didn't realize we'd gotten to that point. I had looked up and it was like 9 minutes till break. But I'm gonna take a break. Once I cut these, I'm gonna just go take a quick break and come back and start another one of these. Which, yes, I'm staying on a wee bit longer, given the fact that I am shortening my schedule for this week, so I figured, you know, slightly longer stream time to make up for the lack of stream time for this week. There it is. Okay, that's a lot cleaner than the last set, which is good. So... Alright, so if I do finish these, is ink, so I'll get those print. No worries! Like I say, it is not a rush. I just appreciate you sending me stickers. Period. Which, anything that's like weirdly weird to cut, I'd probably just get those printed as holographic stickers. Yeah, I have 4 of those left right now. Because I haven't gotten one person's address, so I'm probably just going to give them points. So they haven't messaged me, so I'm just like, you know what? I could just be like, whatever. Because remember, it's just determined by the luck of the wheel. But yeah, it is no rush, because again, I still have some left. Alright. Let's see. Let me fold these properly, and then I will take my break. Also, I should put this pencil back before I end up shucking it with the rest of the color pencils. I really don't know how I managed to forget this was there. Because this is my coal erase pencils that I use for sketching. Alright, so these go in here. Oops, I put that there. So that means these two, and we'll see how far I get in one more. I'm probably not going to get the rest of these done today, which that's fine. I could probably do a little bit more of this tomorrow. but still also craft. So that'll be a thing. And let me go and take my break. It'll probably be shorter than the 10 minutes because, again, I want to do about, yeah, I want to at least hang out for about another half hour. So 5-minute break for me to get up and stretch. Popped around between things. Also, Jane, not sure if you saw, but remember that little bit of floof that I gotten when I gotten this hand card right here? I finally spun it on the wee little wheel. And this is what it has turned out to, which I think it's like about ½ ounce. Don't have the thing. But yeah, it's really nice and stupid soft. The crushed pearls stuff in there. It's like 15% pearlescence or something along those lines. I wish I still had the thing. Although I think I took a picture. Either way, should be alright. And what the hell is that? Oh, that's that. I'll look at that later. But yeah, so that went really, really quickly. I had started stream spinning that. I thought it was going to take longer, but it took less than an hour. But I did start spinning it before stream while I was hanging out with Girl November, so that would be why. What am I going to do now? Maybe some poinsettia. Veggie! Hello. How are you doing? How goes things? I'm just here just drawing some cards and stuff for a little bit. Going a little bit longer because, short stream schedule going on. Okay, I thought I got rid of this. I don't need that much talking in my music, please and thank you. Okay, not bad. A friend of mine who did a charity thing, dropped off cookies. So, I now have cookies to snack on, which is probably not a good thing. So, I have oatmeal raisin, ones, and then some chocolate chip ones, which are currently residing elsewhere. So, I got those. Luckily, she showed up during my break. So, luckily it didn't interrupt the stream. But yeah, I've been basically spun some floof. Like, this is the sample stuff that I got when I, what's its face? Had gotten the wrap per inch card. Like, a few months ago, I finally spun that. Worked on the shawl, the half granny square shawl, and basically been doing these. Yep, yeah, I don't need the cookies, but I was like, I figured it's gonna be like a bunch of large ones, because they said 12 ounces, so I'm just like, it's probably gonna be a bunch of large. Yeah. Oatmeal raisin and chocolate chip ones separately. Although they had a gluten-free chocolate chip one, but I was like, no one's really allergic to gluten, it's fine. We'll be fine. Alright. And scam call. Goody. No one asked you. Oh my god, how many tests did I do? I've been getting tests in for days now. Like, considering how much they took from me, I shouldn't be surprised. I should not be surprised. But it's just like, they've done test after test, and I'm just like, well then. But it also explains why I haven't gotten a call back yet, so they're probably reviewing results for forever. Which is cool. Plus the whole fact that it's holiday season coming up. I said it was going to be a poinsettia, but it's not going to look like a poinsettia. Poinsettias are a little bit crinkly, and I'm pretty sure that's not what this looks like. Yeah, do that a little bit pointier. I'll still do it in a red, though. But yeah, these are definitely not that particular shape of petal. But that's fine. It's fine. Let's see, I have 2 shades of red here. This one, and I think this... No, it's cinnamon, it's more orange. Excuse me. That has been my day right. Ew. That's like the 3rd time I sneezed today. Sorry. I swear I'm not sick, I promise. I think it just means I need to dust behind me. Because I literally have not sneezed until I sat here today. It's just, I keep neglecting doing that. Because, like, I feel like it's a thing on a daily basis. Every time I come here, I'm like, I should probably do the thing. And then I proceed to not do the thing. There it is. True red. Ta-da! Yeah, it's like reds and some shades of orange to help that out. Alright. Also, am I gonna need to... No, we're cool. I emptied this before. And then... you have any plans for Thanksgiving? Because we've been discussing that in intermittent bits here and there. Because it's not going to be terribly much going on for me, but I am cutting my schedule in half for this week just to give myself a break. So I'm on today and tomorrow, but for the rest of the week, I will likely not be around. At least in the streaming capacity. I will definitely appear in other people's streams, because like I said, I have no serious plans. Just gonna be me at home. And doing a bit of cooking, so that's essentially gonna be what Thursday is gonna consist of for us. Which I don't mind. Because that's typically what it is in general, plus I'm not exactly in a rush to see people. We're probably still doing the stay at home, make what we want as far... Okay! That is cool. Which I'm not trying to guilt anybody to stay home. Or anything along those lines. It's just honestly been a thing for like... a while for us. Kind of boring. As long as it makes you happy, does that really matter? Plus, I'm not terribly much into like the huge family gatherings. Personally, even before this, alright. It's always just doing anything on the edge right here that bothers the living fuck out of me. Although, yep. Less value speaks about things makes me fair. Fair! That is certainly a positive. Let's see, yeah, I'd probably need a yellow or gold. I'm gonna actually use the gold for this. Where's gold? Where art thou? No, it's not this one. Gold is oh, that's canary. Although I could arguably use that. And tangent with gold, which is silver. Yeah, silver. And then this should be gold. No, it's sepia. Where the hell gold go? Gold. Nope. It's really amusing, also kind of weird that they stuck like 2 metallic colors in with the rest of these. Where is the gold? Where in the fuck are you? I'd very much appreciate you announcing your presence. I think that's this one. Yep, there it is. Ta-da! I sometimes have a hard time. Like, if they were the other way, I'd be easily able to spot it, but you know, that would utterly destroy the tips. So, yeah, that'd be bad. Alright, so... Alright. Yeah, this definitely shows up pretty well on here. Alright, and then maybe mix that with a couple of this yellow. Although this is definitely a deeper yellow. Like, I honestly would have liked a little bit lighter yellow, but honestly, it's fine. So whenever I draw these cards, I never repeat designs, really? For the most part. So, it's fine. But I want at least a couple I could stick into packages and or mail. So I figure why not draw a couple while I can at the moment. Alright, so orange, layer some red on top of here. Come on. Ba-da-da. But it really is weird to me that we're already here at Thanksgiving. Like the month just started and it's just like, oh wait, it's Thanksgiving almost. What? Although, again, that is arguably how the entirety of this year has gone, pretty much, so this is not exactly anything new. Alright, let's see if I can get a little bit of... That is always the thing I hate, trying to get into the little crevices, but for the most part it should be fine. Wait, was this the... I don't know. But this should definitely use less colors than the other one. Oh, I apparently missed this one, I think. Yeah. I was not paying attention! Whoops. Also, I remembered why I'm typically not on this late at this point. Because it's starting to get dark. Again. And I hate it. Alright, let's see. No, this. This one's a deeper red. And just like right behind there, maybe. Wait, does that show up? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not seeing a line there. It's fine. I was hoping to add detail, but it does not look like that's gonna happen. Oh well. Although the fact that the white stands out a little bit so you can definitely see the separate petals, I very much appreciate. Also, anybody seeing that remake of West Side Story once again? Which it's like... This seems to be the American Hollywood system at this point. Just throw remakes at everybody. For forever. It's just like... Can we have some new and original content, please? No? Alright. Which it's probably just gonna follow the same, not the exact same script, but it's like essentially the plot of the original one. Which I hadn't seen it, but I just looked it up, and it's like, considering it's based off of Romeo and Juliet, it's like, there will not be a happy ending. And I don't need movies with not happy endings. Not the time for that. No thanks. Like, I very much do not want. Okay, I thought I broke it. I was like, did I break the point of this? I would have been very pissed. And then streak a little bit of white in here, because the white's going to stand out a little bit if I do it well enough. I'm gonna go over that with a little bit, if not red, then orange. If I thought about it, I could have drawn a tulip. Or lily, rather. Words. Words are hard. Especially when one's been doing the thing with the talking for over 3 hours straight. Pretty much. Alright, let's see. Do you want? Yeah, I'll just take True Red and go over that. And that'll make that a bit less prominent, but it'll still show up well enough. Which I'll just leave the black parts black. Instead of filling it in with the color. Alright, and let's see. This orange? I'm not sure if I used this orange yet. Yeah, it's like a reddish orange. It should work out well. Also, I have not mended that sock that I got a hole in, which, remember those Belief in Yourself socks that I made a couple months ago for Sock Madness? One of my chainmail rings in the floor ripped a hole in it. About right near where the toe is, so I didn't get into the color work part, thankfully. I would have cried on the bottom of the sock. Because, like, given how much pain in the ass that was to work on, I would have probably cried. An absolute, utter disappointment. And I like those socks because they keep my feet goddamn warm. So... Alright, so let me just do a little bit more shade in some spaces. And then I think we're gonna wrap it up here. See if we can go host somebody. I think there's like a good chunk of you guys hanging out here, which I very much appreciate. Also, again, I appreciate you guys completing the community challenge. I very, very much appreciate you all for doing that. That was entirely kind and lovely of you all. Which I didn't think we were going to get to that. At least for today. Because we had a good, I'd say 6,000 or 7,000 left to go. So the fact that you guys knocked that out of the park, I am very much surprised. Alright. Okay, I don't remember which ones are which, so got a couple of these in the gold color, and then a couple of these in canary. Alright, a little bit of that. Alright, how does this look? At least on camera. I honestly could have kept the red more center and then orange on the edges. Let's see if I can do a little bit of orange / yellow on the edge here and make it a little bit standing out, maybe? Possibly. Because it's a bit of a warm yellow, so arguably it should work out to some degree. Alright. Also, I should probably put a tweet about, you know, not being live for the latter half of the week. Which I meant to do that before I went live, but I did not, so oops. That was my fault. I usually try to be on top of said things like that, but that did not happen this time around. Alright, yeah, I think we're done. I like this one. Looked a little bit better than I thought it would. Although, again, that's not a poinsettia. Those need to be a little bit more crinkly in the petal area. Plus, the shape's not quite right, but it's a flower. It's a flower. And that also means I have 2 of these done. I have 3 more. So that would give me a grand total of 6 of these I would have to, like, stick in packages. So, which that's a good number for me to have ready on hand to be like. So, I'm gonna go see, where's my phone? So I can go see if we can go host a friend. And, oh, there's my phone. Yeah. Oh, surprise video. Alright. Yeah, saw that already. Let's see. Twitch. But yeah, I hope you guys have had a good time today, as I've done all the things and the stuff. Ah, that's a good thing I had the light on, or else it would be dark as all hell in here. Alright, so everything's working on it's Kayla. Let's see, who's here on the lower end? Let's see, Tantail's doing some, I said baby carving to start with, but doing other things. My Slender Sword. Also, Dragon Rider Cat's on. She's actually rated us last week. I'm surprised she's still on. She doesn't go this long. And it's nearly 7 hours, so kind of insane. So she'll probably be heading off soon, but I do want to return the favor. She does some knitting, she does some crochet. Very much friend to the channel, and very lovely. So I think we're going to head over in that direction, but again, Inky Minds, thank you for the follow once again. I will see you guys again tomorrow at about 1 p.m. Hopefully I can do the stay here on time sort of thing. We'll see what happens. But you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and or Wednesday, depending on where you are in this giant world of ours.